Well, here's, for what it's worth, number 8 of the dynamics of speaking truth. The secret to life. Da 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 da. Ready? The secret to life is to speak the truth in every aspect, in every part of your life. Here's the caveat, no matter the consequence. That will, by the way, make you quite unpopular and have you considered to be wacko, crazy, funny, not in funny in joke, but funny in conversation in words. In a world of liars, thieves, and cheats, the biggest enemy, if you will, is someone who speaks the truth. That makes it, or requires perhaps, for the listener to do the same. Otherwise they can't hear what's being spoken. The normal, if you will, listener argues, agrees, or disagrees, is constantly thinking while the speaker is speaking. He's just delivering a message. He doesn't have any ulterior motive or money-making scheme behind it or any kind of let's make a deal. Just suggesting that the secret to life is to speak the truth. And also, the secret to not having Alzheimer's, perhaps, is to speak the truth. Because one of the main needs that our memory is taken up with is lying, keeping track of the liars, so the lies that we tell, how we steal from people, how we cheat. You know, we give you examples here. We apply for I guess it's the same. I've lived in several states. Here in Arkansas, we're given, if we apply for it and pass, the test of driver's license. And with the driver's license comes our implied word that we will follow the directions, follow the rules of the road. And then people get in their vehicle, 45-mile zone, 55, 60 they go. They get on the expressway, 85 mile an hour, smiling the whole way. Not realizing that they're lying, stealing, and cheating, and not keeping their word. Keeping people's word is way back in the Western movie days. That used to be a big thing. You know, your handshake and your word was your bond and all that nonsense. That's gone by the wayside completely. Today, your word is how well can you make your excuse? How quickly can you come up with a reason, a justification? If that doesn't work, you've explained it away. It was locker room talk. I don't grab women between the legs and do whatever I do with the... It's locker room talk. Besides, they let me do it. All those women let him do it. They call him up and say, hey, meet me at the noon over there at the shopping center and grab me and throw me down. So he was just following their request. Liars, thieves, and cheats with great explanations, great justifications. And if all else works, if all else fails, explain it away. So to be someone who speaks the truth in a world that lies, steals, and cheats as a way of being, we're taught, I suppose around the world, they're taught something close to the same thing. But as children, we're taught to be liars, biggest liars we could ever be. If you can't say something nice, then don't say anything at all. Lie by omission. That's probably the greatest lies that we tell are the ones that where you're either frightened or told not to, or don't tell the truth. Whatever you do, don't tell the truth, buddy. you can't say something nice, and if you look at somebody and you have a thought, and then you got to come up with something nice, then you have to lie. And then you're told there's snakes can talk, and virgins can pop out babies who turn into water-walking winemakers, and there's a God that's going to bail you out. And you don't have to do anything. Just say a prayer, and He'll forgive you. The sins are already forgiven. As a matter of fact, the baton has been passed from God down to Jesus now. Jesus has been uploaded. Or now I have brothers and sisters and cousins who've given their entire life to their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And they tell me that they'll talk to me again if I give my life to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I said, what are you doing with that pistol and that rifle and the AK-47? Oh, we got to have that, put a bullet right in front of somebody, right in the middle of somebody's eyes if they try to take our stuff. So what kind of a gun would Jesus have? Never mind, He's not alive today. I'm giving my life to my Lord and Savior. He tells me what to do, and I follow His word. Throw those children into those cages down there. Don't let those brown-skinned people into America. This is America. We the greatest. Keep America white again. KWW. KAWA. So is it possible then for you to realize that the moment you accepted your world that your parents offered you, that they accepted, I keep saying it because it's gone on backwards for thousands of years. The moment you accept that world, you have accepted the world of lie, steal, cheat. You've accepted the world of violence. You've accepted a world where one word is actually the director, is actually the thing that directs the actions and the thoughts. And that word is belief. And belief blocks intelligence. Just leaves people who are followers. They have to follow other people. Or go read a book. Let's see what should I do here. Throw all the firstborn children away because you got drown them all. Build an ark and drown everybody on them in the world and keep just those people. It gets sillier. I can tell some more stories, but I won't. Most of you know them. So it is true, if you will, that you are a liar, thief, and a cheat, living on a planet of liars, thieves, and cheats. And if you do begin speaking the truth, you will be held to be somewhat of a cuckoo bird, a wacko. However, there is dynamics of speaking the truth. Many of them. And here's the secret to life. There's actually a few of them. The first secret to life is, and this is the reason that it remains a secret, it can't be given away. You cannot give the secret to life away. You can point to it. It's speak the truth in your life. However, the person themselves needs to do it themselves in order to discover it themselves. Did you notice there's a common denominator in there called themselves? You. So, truth, or the secret to life, cannot be given to you. All that can happen is a conversation using words with the realization, always that little caveat, that words are not the thing. Words are pointers. So the words, the secret to life, is speak the truth in your life, point to an action that you can take, And if you take that action, that's when you'll discover the secret to life for yourself. And then it'll be your secret. And of course, the reason it'll be your secret is because you can't pass it on to anybody else. You can speak it, however. The most important aspect of this thing called language, which language, by the way, is the greatest invention that we as human beings have ever invented, and it's the greatest destructor of human beings ever. Because after we invented this thing called language that points, ooh, ah, ooh, ee, ah, ooh, there, over there, then we went to the place where the language was coming from, the words, and we got stuck there. So we don't look anymore where the words are pointing. We're stuck in the words. If somebody says you're stupid, you go, oh my God. So we are stuck in our own invention called language. And of course, language is invented by thought. And it uses knowledge to pull the thoughts that it has from, and belief to hold them in place. That's why belief blocks intelligence, because belief holds what needs to be fluid, ever moving, in place. Like damming up a stream. The stream flows. The flowing of the stream keeps it ever new, ever pure, ever ready to be brand new. There's never the same water there. It's always the word water, but the water itself is never the same. But if you dam it up, then the water becomes stagnant. It kills the animals that drink it, including you if you drink it, and it destroys everything that goes around it. That's what belief does to our lives. When we believe something, we think in America, there's approximately 70% of people who are God believers. Millions of people think that millions of people can't be wrong, that if they believe it, then it must be true. I mean, it has to be true, because why would millions of people are wrong. You live in the world of another little secret to life here. If you live in a world of right and wrong, you're always wrong. And as a matter of fact, it's even worse. If you live in this world of right and wrong, and you happen to be right, that's the worst thing that can happen. The reason that it's the worst thing that can happen is when you're right, you say, see, I know everything. Boy, there's nobody any smarter than me. So actually, in the world of right and wrong, far, far, far better to be wrong, except there's a little caveat there, too. When you're wrong, you need to say, I was wrong. My mistake, I apologize. What we say, the wind was blowing, sun got in my eyes, oh, I didn't mean it, oh, no, I left, the traffic was back. Every lie, every excuse, every justification, every explanation we can come up with to not be wrong. And guess where our improvement, if you will, guess where a humanly improved, matured person comes from? It comes from your discovery of your mistakes. Not that mistake not that guy, not them. Well, there isn't. From a psychological standpoint, there is no them. We're all the same. We have one consciousness, one mind, we're one being, one entity, if you will. We're split up into a few billion numbers, however. So this thing called the secret to life, firstly, is to speak the truth in your life. Secondly, to realize you can't pass. It's not like, I'm going to get that thing so I can pass it on. You can't pass it on. You can point. You can show perhaps the actions needed. But as I've already said, only the actions taken will you discover the secret to life. Only from the actions that you take. But if you've never made a mistake, if you can't be wrong, if you have to control everything, if no matter what you are greedy, you are jealous, you're angry, then you are totally 100% stuck in thought-invented language. And you'll probably die that way. Unless you have a bell ringer, hit your head, or 2x4, or as Fred Kent used to say, a 4x2. He's from Australia. You know, the Australian people, they got to wear heavy shoes just to stay on the earth down there. So they're 4x2s there, but they're 2x4s here. So if you happen to get knocked on the noggin hard enough, then maybe you'll realize that you're stuck in language. Thinking is thinking you. One of the things you can look at to discover if I'm telling you the truth or not. Why would I be on here yickety-yakking like a nutcase if I wasn't telling you the truth, by the way? One of the ways you can discover, does thinking think you? Are you trapped in language? Ask yourself, do you get angry? Does your child upset you? Does your wife or your mother, your father, your husband, your boyfriend, your whoever it is, do you get angry with them? Do you get upset? Do you argue back and forth? You're stuck in language. Thinking is thinking you. You're not a human being, psychologically. You're a robot, stuck in language. Thinking is thinking you. The skin bag, your skin bag, this thing that you can pinch it, that's always in the now. Psychologically or mentally, you're in the future. I wonder if I can win $1 million tomorrow. Or I wonder how that done I did yesterday. Oh, what about tomorrow? Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, my gosh, I'm worried about this. In the meantime, your body is in the now. Well, the now just went by when I said now. So, am I getting past my, what do they call that? Something about attention span. Probably getting pretty close. So as I usually say when we are having these conversations, everybody getting together and we're comparing things or looking at things with one another. We're not agreeing, we're not disagreeing, we're not yelling and screaming, we're not saying there is a God and there isn't a God, and we're just pointing, saying, here's this, here's that, take a look at this. Secret to life is to speak the truth. And you can't give a secret away, but you can point towards it. So is it possible for you, the one looking at me right now, if you can look at this ugly face long enough, to realize I'm only talking to one person? You. That's all. There isn't any thems. There's no others. There's just you. You're the only one I'm talking to. And hopefully, perhaps, there's a possibility that one person is hearing what I'm saying. That person would need probably would need an empty mind, would need a mind that doesn't know anything. They'd have to be really stupid, ignorant, and be willing to be stupid and be ignorant. The known is clear full of geniuses. I mean, go on Facebook and all you meet is geniuses. They have Facebook degrees, and there's nobody smarter than them. The thing you can't find on planet Earth is ignorant people. You can't find stupid people anywhere. No. So maybe you happen to be one of those stupid people, ignorant enough to realize that you don't know anything. And as a matter of fact, here's the truth. You don't know anything. For sure. A perfect experience of you discovering that the moment you accepted the world that your parents accepted and their parents on backwards accepted for thousands of years, you're sunk. You're done for. You've joined the world of the play. And all you're doing is taking your part of the play and playing your part. Like a robot. Thinking is thinking you. A perfect experience of discovering that truth that I just spoke to you. See ya.